Mr. Ahmed bin Sulaim, Executive Chairman and CEO, DMCC. Mr. Yoram Dwash, President, Israel Diamond Exchange, Chairman, IDE, and President, WFDB, World Federation of Diamond Bourses, our panelists for today, and participants who have joined us from over 20 countries worldwide. A warm welcome to you to the exclusive web conference on UAE-Israel Economic Agreement. That is indeed a historic event that has had a positive impact on the diamond and jewelry sector. Today, we would be discussing and deliberating the fruits of this historic peace accord and dwell on the opportunities that have risen for the diamond and jewelry industry members of both the economies and globally. Before I welcome our esteemed speakers for a keynote address, can we play the video, please? Stay with us.
Every joy, every trial, every love, every laugh, every rise, every fall. Just like a person, every diamond has a unique story waiting to be told. With Serene Diamond Journey, you can now chart the unique story of your diamond from its source all the way to becoming a beautiful, sparkling gem. From the mapping of its interior and exterior birthmarks, to revealing its latent beauty, to creating its ultimate shape. Everything is preserved, nothing is forgotten, providing unquestionable proof of diamond provenance and the ultimate in scientifically proven traceability. So now you can know your diamond as well as you know yourself. Serene Diamond Journey. Are you ready to discover yours?
Thank you so much. Mr. Ahmed bin Sulaim really needs no introduction. He has been the heart of Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, and through his intellect and vision has catapulted DMCC as the fastest growing free zone anywhere in the world. He is the Executive Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Dubai Multi-Commodity Center. DMCC is world's leading free zone and Government of Dubai authority for commodities, trade and enterprise. Mr. Sulaim has led the organization since its inception in 2002 and driven its growth from 28 member companies in 2003 to over incredible 18,000 today. With a very strong connection to diamonds, he is also the chairman of the Dubai Diamond Exchange and in 2016 was the UAE's chair for Kimberley process. Indeed, our privilege to welcome you, sir, today. And we cordially invite you to give a keynote address and kickstart the web conference on UAE-Israel Economic Partnership, the changing dynamics in the diamond and jewelry sector. Thank you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, Sibu. Thank you, everyone. Great to see my friend Yoram Dwash there. Let me start by saying that the Dubai's Diamond Initiative the plan started about more than 20 years ago. And just like Dubai being the number one or aiming for the number one gold center of the world seemed far-fetched, diamonds seemed impossible. And I can assure you now, we would not have gained any tractions had we not visited the key diamond centers around the world, key experts, and engaged with them. One of the first places I did visit in early 2000 was Ramat Gan. And to present to the World Federation of Diamond Bourses over there, Shmuel Schnitzer was the president at the time, the plans of what we had. Of course, at that time, we had, we knew that there is a challenge due to political matter, but as an international exchange, as a member of the World Federation Diamond Bourses, we did our best to serve the market coming from Israel or members who come for tenders or conference and whatnot. But this new peace accord really, from a business perspective, from a Dubai Diamond Exchange perspective and DMCC, gave us a peace of mind. And still, when we're getting deals, we had a bit of restraints before, obviously. DMCC has been growing really fast since early days. We started off with just 30 companies, and by 2008, we were just a little above 1,000. And when the global recession really kicked in, we used the correction in property as a reason to attract businesses, and especially on the diamond side, especially with the Indian communities who want like a neighborhood, who would like to be in one area, one address. Dubai had the supply, so we used the challenge to our advantage, and it paid off. Since 2008, we registered 2,000 companies per year on average, and it looks like we're closing in to more than 1,400 to 1,500 companies this year. We'll see by the end of the year. We had a record month in September. As I speak to you today, there are diamanteers viewing diamonds in the diamond exchange. There are jewelers coming from Geneva, repositioning themselves to be in Dubai. And when they are in Dubai, they have access to the Israel market, to the Indian market. There's a conveniency you do not find anywhere else in the GCC. And I take pride in that. A lot of our successes, I thank Sibu for all the nice words he gave me, but if it wasn't for the people on the screen, we wouldn't move. I've been blessed to engage with really encouraging and inspiring people. Even Belgium, I have a lot of friends in Belgium. Sometimes the media throws some nice jabs at me, but all we did was turn that to motivation and prove the critics wrong. So today I'm talking to everyone here from the tallest diamond tower in the world, which inspired other projects around the world. The International Gem Tower, which was delivered in New York. There was the World Jewellery Center in Vegas. There was plans for that and other areas. But today, it's not really about what we've achieved. It's what we can do with the network we have, with the credibility and the track record we've built. So, we do have a boiling facility. We have a few diamond cutting facilities. There will be some big announcements from what I understand on this webinar as well. I believe more of this will be happening for DMCC and the market. Looking forward, expect more visits from myself to Israel. And I'd like to welcome more of our friends over there. I am planning to fly to Israel on the 26th or 27th, where I'll spend some time over there and refamiliarize myself with the country, because it feels a bit different to go direct now. Fly Dubai should be flying direct now on the 26th. I heard there's a possibility that Emirates might make an announcement in a day or two, and that's as much as I have on that. Before I close, I'd like to thank everyone again on being in this webinar, but also to let you know that we will be very active next year, and things are kicking here. So yes, there are challenges, but the world is moving on. The world is adapting, and the notion of people who are going to just live at home and not go to offices, and the demand for offices go down, I feel that's ridiculous. Nobody wants to be around kids taking classes and making noise and all that. People want to get out. The wife, the father, whatever. I don't buy it. So, and if you want to see proof of that, just come to Al Mas Tower, see how active people are. They come in early in the morning and stay up late. So it's a nice feeling, and I do hope this COVID does pass sooner than later. It's nice to be moving and progressive, but it is taking a little bit toll on me, a little bit. But in any case, thank you. Thank you for the time you've given me, and I'll pass the mic back to you.
Thank you so much. That's indeed words of wisdom, and all the best from our global industry members as well as the New Jeweler Group for the historic agreement between UAE and Israel. It is now a privilege and pleasure to invite Mr. Yoram Dwash, President, Israel Diamond Exchange and World Federation of Diamond Bourses, and is recently elected President of Israel Diamond Institute. A warm welcome to you, sir. Mr. Yoram Dwash is a leading diamond manufacturer and trader from Israel.
Hi, Sabu. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in, sir. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. I see many good friends with us.
Absolutely.
And I'm very happy to hear the announcement, my friend Ahmed bin Sulayem, that he is traveling to Israel in the 26th, 27th this month. We are very happy. It's a nice announcement. Thank you very much.
Excellent, sir. Continuing with your introduction, Mr. Dwash. Mr. Dwash founded his company, Dwash Diamonds, in 1991. And today is one of the foremost companies in the Israeli diamond industry. Mr. Yoram Dwash has served for the past 5 years as president of the Israel Diamond Exchange and recently announced his retirement from the exchange. In September 22, Yoram Dwash was elected president of the World Federation of Diamond Bourses after serving as acting president since April 2020. It is an immense pleasure to welcome our panelists also, along with Mr. Yoram Dwash. And sir, it would be our pleasure to have a keynote address from you and open the webinar. Thank you very much, Mr. Dwash, for coming in. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Sabu. So as I said, many friends, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And first of all, I would like to say hi to Ahmed bin Sulayem, Executive Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of DMCC and Chairman of the Dubai Diamond Exchange. Members of the diamond communities of Dubai and Israel, honored guests. History was made on September 17 with the signing of the strategic agreement between the Israel Diamond Exchange and the DMCC. This took place only a few days after the Israeli Prime Minister and the UAE Foreign Minister signed a peace treaty between the two governments in Washington. According to our agreement, the IDE and the DMCC will share experience and knowledge, promote trading opportunities, and collaborate on exhibition and visits. We will open representative offices in each other's center, and we will hold an Israeli Dubai Diamond Fair in Dubai and Ramat Gan. We will also cooperate to promote electronic trade in diamonds through the WFDB Get Diamonds platform. This is a dream come true. Over the past 15 years, our two diamond centers have formed a network of connections, but they had to take place behind the scenes. Now, that relations between the Israel and the UAE have been formalized. We can leverage these connections into actual business opportunities that can benefit both sides and the diamond community overall. A most important element in the relationship between our two industries is trust. We know each other, we respect each other, we trust each other. This is a vital basis for the building a strong business ties. We build this trust over years of members of the WFDB. Within the WFDB framework, Israel and Dubai work together on many issues. Between Ahmed and myself, the relationship we developed as colleagues in the WFDB became a powerful bond of friendship, which was accurate over many hours of working sessions, pleasant meals, and get-togethers in Dubai, Israel, and elsewhere. Our new agreement opens a wide horizon for exciting business opportunities, and there is an endless opportunity for synergy between the two centers. The Israeli diamond industry, one of the largest and most advanced in the world, welcome DMCC members with open arms. I want to thank Ahmed bin Sulayem, Martin Leek, and the team in Dubai, as well as IDE Managing Director Eran Zini and his team for making this dream become a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yoram. That was indeed wise. And on behalf of the global diamond industry as well as the New Jeweler Group, our heartiest congratulations to Israel as well as UAE for this historic economic agreement, and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
It's also an immense pleasure to welcome our panelists for today, Mr. KP Abdul Salam, Group Executive Director, Malabar Group, Mr. Boaz Maldowski, Director, Maldowski Group, Mr. Sailesh Zaveri, Director, Star Gems Group, Mr. David Block, CEO, Sareen Technologies Limited, and Mr. Lior Eshad, Director, Eshad Diam, and Director on board, GetDiamonds.com. Before we move on to a very, very interesting debate and deliberation on the peace agreement, let us have a video, please. Stay with us.
When you know your diamond's origin, you understand the impact it has had on the places it has passed through. Our Diamond Origins service uses GIA's proprietary, science-based process to match the polished gemstone to its original rough diamond, confirming the diamond's geographic origin. Every diamond origin report includes GIA's independent grading assessment to verify gem quality. Your diamond's fascinating journey is available to view and share through the GIA Origin app or website.
Thank you very much. I would like to reiterate that the participants are requested to put in all their questions through chat boxes as well as private chats. Thank you very much. I now invite Albert Robinson from our Israel office to carry on with the discussions and open the panel. Thank you very much. Welcome, Albert.
Thank you, and good afternoon to everybody. Could I start off with a question to Sailesh Zaveri, the chairman of Star Gems, which is a prominent diamond company involved in everything from rough diamond buying to jewellery retailing. The company is an important player in the diamond supply chain in Dubai. Can I start by asking you, sir, what is your opinion as a buyer and manufacturer of the UAE-Israel peace agreement, and how do you believe it will change the dynamics of the diamond sector in the UAE?
Thanks, Albert. First of all, I would thank you for the opportunity for making me in this panel to share my views and ideas on the industry and Dubai and Israel Accord. Congratulate Mr. ABS and Mr. Yoram Dosh for this fantastic achievement which has been done with the Abraham Accord. Right, coming to this thing happening is fantastic for the industry. Dubai being a major center, geographically well placed, with the connectivity in India as a leading manufacturer of materials, and also in the sourcing, the connectivity is very strongly placed. Being Israel also now being able to travel easily and participate in the things, it's a very good achievement, because we were missing on Israel clients coming to see the diamonds in Dubai, which is a big source now. We are having a lot of tenders, and the big stones were not being offered to the right clients. Now this has helped it in a very nice way. Coming to my company, Star Gems, I've been 40 years in the industry, and now recently being in the sourcing and supplying of diamonds to everybody, is we find Dubai the right place to be in, mainly because of the geographical reasons, and things have navigated in a very strong way. We had the first flight from Sharjah to Dubai, where it was privileged to me being with Mr. ABS in the inaugural flight. Even there'll be a flight now from Israel and Dubai being direct this thing. So it's just helping the industry with this accord.
Thank you, sir. Could I just move on to Mr. KP Abdul Salam, Group Director of Malabar Gold? Thank you for being with us. Can I ask you to address the following issue? Dubai is well known for the large retail landscape that it offers to jewellery companies. In fact, the retail sector has been an influential factor in the growth of Dubai. In light of the historic UAE-Israel agreement, what is your opinion about how it will impact the future growth of this sector, and specifically how it can affect the growth of the diamond jewellery trade?
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thanks to the organizers for inviting me to this forum. And I am taking this opportunity to congratulate the leaders of the great nations who have initiated such an historic agreement. Dubai, as most of us know, is well known as a trading center historically. We have the advantage of a great infrastructure, open business policies, good transparencies in business, in addition to very big catchment of customers from 1/3 of the world population. The time zone advantage between the east and west, these are the advantages of Dubai as a business place. When we come to the jewelry industry, the market has grown to the current level over a period of decades. Main reason behind the current jewelry business is that Dubai was a trading hub for gold and bullion for decades. Again, for the same reasons of its geographical position, time zone advantages, trading culture among Arabs, open business policies, safety and security in this part of the world. These were the reason to grow this business. Dubai was the trading hub between the gold mining countries and consuming countries for all these years. This experience of trade in metal led to the growth of a jewelry market in Dubai. While it was growing as a trading center for jewelry, it became a center for jewelry retail too. We have a very matured jewelry retail setup in Dubai with a complete transparency and are very self-disciplined. The trade is well organized and make sure that the city of gold name is always well maintained. Gold Souk in Dubai is a must-see tourist destination and attraction for a lot of tourists from around the world. The government recognized Dubai Gold and Jewelry Group is very active to make sure that the industry is alive and up to date. In the recent past, with the support of DMCC, Dubai is becoming a hub for the diamond trade also. Most of the big names from Antwerp and India have already established their trading houses in Dubai. That helped the Dubai retail market to penetrate into the diamond segment of the jewelry business. We all know the strength of Israel in the diamond industry. They can offer different class of products to Dubai market in a higher price segment, especially in the fancy shapes, diamonds in higher caratage, etc. This will be a mutually beneficial for the operators from both sides. For Israeli trade, they can take the advantage of a developed marketplace in Dubai. It could be a good showcase for their specialized products, as China uses Hong Kong. To many HNI customers, not only from the GCC or Middle East, even from Indian subcontinent, China, Southeast Asia, even from many parts of Europe can get exposed to these products in Dubai. As a retailer, we are always looking for better products to our customers. The new product range for our existing customer will definitely be a good addition. On top of it, I foresee a good new customer group to Dubai market from Israel and also some affluent customers from Americans and Europes visit Dubai freely as a result of this accord. I warmly welcome this initiative.
Thank you very much, sir, for those comments. Can I now pass the microphone over to Subbu?
Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Mr. Salam. Thank you, the panelists. I would like to start with Mr. Boaz Maldowski, Director, Maldowski Group. Welcome, sir. You have been helming the idea till recently, and Israel Diamond Institute's task are to promote diamond exports for Israeli companies out of Israel. How important is the UAE-Israel partnership agreement for you? And do you really see immense opportunities for both the economies due to this agreement? Mr. Boaz.
Thank you, Sabu, for the question and for inviting me to that panel.
Thank you.
The new agreement between Israel and the United Arab Emirates is very important to the Israel diamond industry. Until now, there were very high barriers which prevent us to do direct business with that important part of the world. The new situation will enable us to set up the needed infrastructure for direct business and physical presence in the area, and will dramatically increase the activities and the opportunities to a high level for the benefit of all parties.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for this. I'll get back to you with some more. I would like to bring in David here. David, how are you, and welcome to the web conference. Before I ask you anything, I would like to know your opinion on the economic agreement between Israel and UAE. How do you see as an opportunity for both the economies, the diamond and the jewelry?
So first of all, Subbu, thank you for inviting me to speak at the conference, to the esteemed guests and to the listeners, of course, that have joined us. And everyone's talked a lot about the trade aspect of the agreement, and no doubt, even though that there was trade prior to the agreement will strengthen that immensely. I'd like to bring two additional points maybe to the table. One, of course, is the fact that the UAE, I believe, will be able to facilitate an opening to the rest of the Gulf states for trade between Israel and other states through the UAE. And I think it could be a window to the rest of the Gulf states with regards to trade. And the second, of course, being a technological company, there's a lot of benefits, I think, that not only in the diamond industry, but especially in the diamond industry, that technology can bring, whether it is to the manufacturing segment, trading segment, and as well to the retail. So I think there's a lot of opportunities that are opening up now due to the agreement, and that both sides will benefit a lot from these opportunities.
Absolutely. Thank you, David. I would like to ask you, Dubai being one of the main auction centers for rough, and the future probably is digital tenders and auctions. What is Sareen's role in this, in the future in Dubai? Taking into account one of the large auction houses and where a number of African economies are trading diamonds.
So no doubt, actually, we've seen over the last 8 months how there's been a lot of challenges in trading rough. First of all, starting with the lack of a demand, but once the demand returned, how do you actually trade rough when you can't travel, when you can't go and inspect? And we've been working on for quite a while now the ability to trade rough using digital solutions. We started late last year with our first endeavorment with Al Rosa. And today we're working with a wide range of diamond producers and tender houses in order to facilitate the rough trading of the trading of rough in these difficult times. Having said that, I don't think that once this unfortunate crisis is behind us, that digital trading will disappear. I believe it will remain a significant part of how diamonds are traded. And naturally, it doesn't replace fully the ability to trade rough and the relationship side of trading of rough. But definitely, I think it will play a major part. The fact that Dubai has, over the years, become, if not one of the major rough trading centers globally, I think, therefore, we will play, along with some of the rough trading houses in Dubai, I think there's a lot of opportunity there for them and for us to improve the process of trading between these rough traders and the rough buyers globally.
Absolutely. Thank you, David. Over to you, Albert.
Thank you, Subbu, and thanks, David, for those comments. Can I turn back to Shailesh, please? And I'd like to ask you on the issue specifically of rough trade between Israel and Dubai following the peace agreement. Do you see scope for increased trade between the two countries in the rough sector?
Absolutely, Albert. Thanks again. I see a fantastic opportunity with this traveling and things getting transactionally very easy between the two countries. See, we are quite specialized for a few years in tendering of rough diamonds from primary sources like South Africa, Angola, Russia sometimes. And there are a lot of goods which are absolutely meant for the Israeli customers. And now it will be a great opportunity for them to come here. We have also, in the big size, being more transparent, giving Galaxy files to the customers. And only for a couple of months, because of this COVID area, we had taken our tenders into Surat to get the goods to the real manufacturers as they could not travel. But soon we are coming back to Dubai, which is extremely easy to transact our tenders in a very corporate and a very transparent way. We had a strategic partnership with the DMCC, who signs off our tenders in Dubai, and this will only add value by these customers coming in and looking at the rough personally and bidding on them. So definitely it will help.
Great, thank you, Shailesh. Thanks for those comments. Can I turn to Lior Eshed of Eshed Diamond in Israel, which is one of Israel's leading diamond manufacturers. Lior, can I ask you, the UAE-Israel Economic Agreement can open up many opportunities for Israeli diamond manufacturing companies. In your opinion, what are the main areas of activity that would benefit the Israel diamond trade as a result of this agreement? And secondly, as we all know, over the past 15 years, many Indian and Belgian and other diamond manufacturers and others from other countries have long established trading offices in Dubai. How do you look at the new opportunity for Israeli companies? And what should be their plan of action to grow their respective businesses in this competitive environment under these new conditions? Lior, over to you.
It's not muted, right? So thank you again for inviting me. I feel very honored to be in this very distinguished forum. And look, a lot of the things have been already said here by previous speakers, but look, it's no secret that people who already wanted to be active in the UAE found their ways to do so, okay, in the past. Okay, it's basically, we just took it when we came out of the closet. Okay? Things were done before, but now it's being official, and anything which becomes a simple, can be done in a simpler way than it was done before, will definitely perform a big wave of companies that I'm sure will start traveling officially. You don't need to go through other countries and use different passports, and payments are not going to go through Hong Kong or other places. Everything is being done direct. And when things are simple and direct, definitely business will be much stronger between the two countries. There's one very important issue that I want to address. You have to remember that the UAE is not just a trading center. It is also a market, a consuming market. There's a lot of consumers locally, which we lack here in Israel. Okay, Israel has always been a trade center, a manufacturing center, and that's it. There is no consumer market here. Definitely not in a scale that the Israel Diamond Bourse is manufacturing and trading. So having the opportunity to work directly with Dubai, and obviously the UAE as a gate to the rest of the Gulf area, and hopefully we're going to have some other peace agreements with maybe Saudi or I don't know, Bahrain is already in. So definitely the UAE is the gate to all this area, and we can work direct and address it as a consumer market. And I'm sure that a lot of the Israeli companies that are also, a lot of them are looking for more opportunities, especially during these very difficult times. There is a chance to make some collaborations with local companies, big jewelry companies, maybe big rough dealers, and doing some collaborations on manufacturing, on marketing initiatives, and so on. So definitely, it's a world that was close to us until today, and now there is a way to approach it.
Great, thank you, Lior. Can I hand over to Subbu?
Thank you, Albert, and thank you, Lior. That was indeed in depth. Thank you so much. I would like to bring in Mr. KP Abdul Salam now here. Dubai is a cosmopolitan city and is home for numerous jewelry industry members, hailing especially from India. So do you think Indians have been dominating the space before this economic agreement happened? And what is your opinion on the future with the Jewish companies setting up base in Dubai? Mr. Salam.
Thank you, Subbu. Dubai has grown as a shopping destination for the entire world during all these years. It is considered as a center because of many reasons. I mean, many advantages which Dubai is having, as I explained earlier. The jewelry business, it offers a variety to all customer tastes. Dubai is one place where you can see the products from around the world on one street or in a one shopping complex or one area. This is one reason it became a shopping destination for affluent Indians consumers. An Indian can see and buy more Indian-made designs and products in Dubai more than they can expect in their own cities in India, in anywhere, even if it's in South India or North India, wherever it is they go. I mean, they can see all those products in one place. That is what the Dubai's advantage. On top of it, the price advantages what we have in Dubai, transparency in quality and offerings, security, etc. are the attraction of Dubai as a market. All these reasons attracted a large number of Indian jewelers to establish outlets in Dubai, and I'm one of them. We started in India and we moved to Dubai because of all these advantages. Other attraction is that those customers who primarily like Indian jewelers will also appreciate and purchase jewelries from other countries. Jewelry is made from Italy, Turkey, Singapore, etc. are added attraction for them. Technological development from other countries will enlarge the canvas for designs and also bring price advantages to the customers. I'm sure the technological advancement of Israel will strengthen the products to offer here. They will bring a lot of new shapes and cuts in diamonds on economical ways, which will be an additional offer to our existing customers from the subcontinent also. There are a large group of HNI customers from this part of the world who will appreciate and can afford the specialized products from Israel. It will be a good opportunity for the jewelry groups to add this profile in their customer group. Otherwise, these are the customers who are visiting Europe and other markets for these products. Apart from diamond products, I'm sure the Israel can offer a lot of new technologies and products to the trade, like IT technology and shop designs and the financing products, etc. to the industry, which will definitely help the trade to carry out the business more efficiently. As I said earlier, the canvas of Dubai is very large and it is keeping on adding new customer profile always. While we expect more Israeli groups will enter into the retail business in Dubai, I'm sure that they will bring much more consumers also into the market. I'm very positive on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salam. Moving on from retail to the rough, I would like to bring in Mr. Boaz Moldowski. Mr. Moldowski, Dubai has been home for trading KP certified rough diamonds from African nations. How do you see this as a benefit to Israeli companies? What would be your expectations from this economic agreement?
Dubai is a huge rough center these days. This can contribute to the Israeli industry in two directions. Israeli manufacturers and dealers will be exposed to deals that before they didn't have the accessibility to, or purchase those deals in a later stage from second, third, or even fourth hand on a much higher price. On the other direction is the opposite way, which enable Israeli dealers to have a new important market and sell their rough in Dubai. So as we said before, the benefit is for all the players.
All right, of course, yes. Thank you so much for that, Albert.
Thank you, Sybil, and thank you, Boaz, for those comments. Can I move on? Can I move back to David Block of Serene just for a moment? David, I believe you have some news that you would like to reveal regarding access to Serene's cutting-edge technologies for rough buyers, producers, tender houses, and manufacturing units located in Dubai. Would you like to tell us something about that?
Yeah, well, actually, it started a few days after the peace accords were signed. We started getting a lot of calls from Dubai, both from clients wanting to purchase technology, others wanting to ask when we will be able to provide services in Dubai, and of course, to a number of entities that wanted to see how we could cooperate. So rather than just talking about cooperation, we've been working very intensively over the past few weeks on setting up a cooperation, which actually we just concluded 2 days ago. So Serene, together with Trigem, who is well known in providing services in Almas Tower to the local market, will be opening up a Galaxy Service Center. We've just concluded the agreements, and we hope within the upcoming months we'll be setting up the facility, and Trigem will be providing these services to the Dubai market. As we've just been mentioning, Dubai is a very big rough trading center. And in connection with the previous question you asked about regarding digital tenders, we believe that this will enable most of the players selling rough in Dubai, as well as rough buyers from Dubai, to get much better access to rough diamonds and information about what diamonds are available. So very happy to announce that, and wish our partner Trigem good luck and the best success.
Thank you, David. That's great news indeed. Can I move over to Lior? You are also on the board of GetDiamonds.com. How beneficial will the new partnership be for increasing the membership base, do you believe, for this rapidly growing diamond pricing portal, www.getdiamonds.com, and its usage more generally?
Get Diamond is a beautiful platform that evolved during the the last crisis that we've had. We've started to operate around March or April of this year, and it kind of evolved out of a need that the industry had. Okay, so everything that was done in Get Diamonds was done by people from the trade. Okay, there's not even one person who has a personal interest in the outcomes or in the profits. There's no profits basically in Get Diamonds, but Get Diamonds has been initiated to give service to the industry, and it has become the largest global platform for diamond trading in the world, and we hope to keep it that way. And the goal of this, obviously, it's transparent. There's the full support of the WFDB, which is basically the shelter organization that gives all the frame for that operation to be active. And we have a lot of very good collaborations with, now I think it's already been announced, or I don't know if I'm the one to announce it, but there has been a collaboration with Alrosa, something very big. It's going to be very soon notified. And the important thing here is to have as many as possible participants, suppliers and clients that would be part of that platform, and they can take part, and they can be very safe and assured that no one is taking an advantage out of the information that they're giving, and everything is fully transparent, and no one is capitalizing on that data. Okay, everything and every dollar that will be extra in Get Diamond will be invested back into the trade. It's all for the benefit of the trade. Okay, there's other platforms. All the other platforms are good. I know people are using the other platforms. Good for everybody. But this platform was built for the trade and by the trade. And that's the most important thing. And we want to keep it strong, and we want to keep it safe. And we want to keep it transparent. And there's very good people behind it. And I think it's the only platform that the whole world has joined. Okay, we have people from India and from Israel and the US and Europe and all over the place. And hopefully soon we're going to have a director from the Dubai exchange. I think that Yoram, as the chairman of Get Diamond's board, would love to have one respectable member of the board that will be from from Dubai Diamond Bourse. I think it's important, and this is the way to take the business forward, and we all need to support that. And we have Kim, the CEO. She is the one in charge of Get Diamonds, and it's a global business. It's a transparent business, and everybody needs to support it.
Great, thank you, Lior. Could I hand over now to Subu, who will pose questions?
Thank you, Lior, and congratulations, David, for a fantastic achievement. We are getting some exciting questions from the participants. And before we start taking the questions, can we have a video, please? Stay with us.
Today, it is not the strongest that survives, but the most adaptable. The World Federation of Diamond Bourses is constantly adapting itself to an ever-changing reality. That's why we are proud to present Get Diamonds, our new state-of-the-art online diamond center for the industry, by the industry. With Get Diamonds, you get transparency. You get a competitive free market that gets you more business. That's how in 5 weeks, you get a platform with $5 billion in total value. So don't get left behind. Get Diamonds, the biggest diamond search platform in the world.
Well, thank you very much. We have started taking in questions on the chat box and private chat and have been screened some of the questions. The first question is for Mr. Yoram Dwash. Will the Israel-UAE trade agreement further open markets for Israeli diamond companies in the Asia or Far Eastern region? Can they have a base in UAE, the Israeli companies? If yes, how? To trade in the Far Eastern region, will it be helpful, this agreement, Mr. Dwash?
Well, I think the location, it's not only the environment, the unique environment that you have in Dubai, that it's a cosmopolitan city. The location is very important. It's near to everywhere. And this is one of the reasons, only one of the reasons that they are so successful. From my point of view, I can see many Israeli companies opening offices in Dubai or traveling to Dubai. I'm assuming that they're mostly in rough because Dubai very known by the biggest rough market today in the world, and the tender center is wonderful trading center. So I believe, as I said, it's mostly will be in rough, but from the other side, we have to let the Polish market there. As Lior mentioned, in Israel, we don't have a Polish market at all. It's mostly because of that we are working in USA, we're working in Hong Kong, in China. In Dubai, the beauty is that they have inside market, mostly for big stone, I believe, but we're going to learn this market. But the way I see it, it's not only good for Israel and Dubai, it's good for all the industry. When you open things, when you have the opportunity to work, to share, to meet people from Belgium, it's good for everybody. Because of that, I'm so excited. As you mentioned, I have few hats on my head, but in each and one of them, I'm happy for this agreement and open market. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Yoram Dwash. I would call on Mr. Lior. There's a question here from Mr. Lior. There are a number of Indian, Belgian, as well as other diamond manufacturers who have already established trading offices in Dubai. How do you look at the new opportunity for Israeli companies, and what should be their plan of action to grow their respective business in a competitive environment? Mr. Lior, would there be a competitive environment post this agreement with the Indian and Belgian companies operating in Dubai?
It's a good question, and the answer is very simple. It's been a competitive market anyhow, regardless of opening, the new relationship between Israel and Dubai, because the beautiful thing about the diamond industry is that it's been global and it's been without boundaries. Okay, we're all celebrating this peace agreement, but like I've said before, it's a global business and there's no boundaries here. So saying that we haven't been competing, it's like it's not being honest to ourselves. We have been competing. Everybody's competing. The fact that now we have actually the other way around. The fact that now we can do business directly in the Gulf area without needing to use middlemen is even better for us and even better for the other side. You have an extra few percent that you can actually make. So yes, you can be competitive, and overall, I see that I know that there's a lot of, at least this is what I heard, there's a number of Israeli companies that already applied to open offices in DMCC. That's what I heard. It's not that I know of some specific company. I'm sure that local companies from Dubai will apply to be members in the Israel Diamond Bourse, and business should flow between the two. If it's rough, manufacturing, Sarin, of course, is the world's leader in diamond technologies. It's an Israeli company, but again, the fact that it's Israeli doesn't mean that it doesn't work globally. It's been working all over the place all those years. So that's the best answer I have. I hope it's enough.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Lior. I do hope this was a tough question at this point of time because the agreement is just done. And thanks for your response. We move on to David Block, Sareen Technologies Limited. Question coming in. Does Sareen have any plans to expand in the UAE and the Middle East in the near future in terms of setting up services, equipment sales, or initiating training and educational services? David.
Okay, so maybe whoever asked the question missed our announcement. We've already taken a big step forward to provide services, as I said, through our partner, Trigem DMCC. And even though that will only be starting as our Galaxy and planning services, I see definitely a potential for that to expand into other areas. So definitely we see the UAE and Dubai specifically as, a very important hub. That up until now has had difficulties in utilizing our technologies. Even though that there's, when there's a will, there's a way. So there's already quite a bit of our technology in Dubai. But now it makes it so much easier for everyone to get easy access to it. I mean, we've been talking about setting up a Galaxy Service Center for a number of years. And the moment the peace accords were signed, it took less than 2 months to actually reach an agreement and start setting up a facility. Also, I see, and Leo mentioned the consumer or the retail side in Dubai, and we at Sareen also see a very significant potential for our new retail-oriented technologies, whether it is automated grading, light performance, visualization of polished diamonds and jewelry, and all sorts of technologies that are very orientated to the retail market. We definitely see the UAE and the Gulf states as a very significant market, and this new agreement opens up for us a window to that entire region. So we're very, very excited, and we'll definitely see more of our services being provided in this region.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, David. Thank you, panelists, Mr. David Block, Mr. KP Abdul Salam, Mr. Lior Eshed, Mr. Yoram Dwaish, Mr. Sailesh Javeri. Thank you very much. And Mr. Ahmed bin Sulaim. Thank you very much. There is an announcement that I need to make now. We have Mr. Tom Moses from GIA who would like to give an opinion. Can we have Mr. Tom Moses? Welcome, Mr. Tom Moses, to the first web conference post the Israel-UAE economic agreement. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure
Please
to be
go ahead.
here. Thank you. And my apologies for being late.
Not at all. Not at all.
So first of all, I want to congratulate Ahmed and Yoram for this historical achievement. I'm confident with both of your leadership that this will be a synergistic partnership where the sum is greater than the two individual organizations. The experiences we've had in 2020 caused many challenges. But I believe it has been an accelerant to review and change much of what we do and think. If we embrace these lessons, we can improve the business that we are also passionate about. As I was thinking about this morning, I said there was a famous, influential 20th century historian and business strategy expert who was at Harvard. He often addressed his classes and colleagues, and he would say, how can you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? And I think both UAE and Israel have rich histories individually of trading and commerce. And looking backwards, one of the products that actually flowed through east to west on the Silk Road was precious gems. And in some ways, we're reproducing that today, moving rough from Dubai to Israel. So when I think of the future of this dynamic relationship and partnership, some of the buzzwords that we hear so often come to mind, and we talk about them recently. So supply chain diversity, just in time, efficiency in product delivery, ecosystem partnerships, and just unpack a couple of those. So supply chain diversity, this is a great opportunity for that to happen. And with this physical proximity, close proximity, the two locations, and Israel's long history of manufacturing and trading, and expertise that they uniquely have, and of course the great supply from a rough supply that's flowing through Dubai. So, and when we think about just in time, this now does create this efficiency, and I think it's something we learned over the last few months. Supply chain diversification and so on has become important. And the last one I talked about or I mentioned was kind of ecosystem partnerships. And as I think about that, and this one perhaps is a little more controversial, although partnerships certainly are very common in our industry. But looking forward, how do we find ways to have partnerships in our business similar to what one would think are unusual partners, Samsung and Apple on products, or BMW and Toyota recently building a new car together. So how do we look for new ways to create kind of this shared value and ultimately for consumers? I also think that of course, Israel is well known for its technology and innovation. And again, how can that play a part in the new marketplace? I think that we are benefiting. Actually, currently, we went through a number of very challenging months, but we're all feeling a surge in business recently, and which is great. But is that sustainable? How do we make it sustainable? And one of the other key words that we hear more about is sustainability and traceability. And that seems to be more and more important with the consumer. How do we use this innovation and technology to bring that to consumers? And I think the last point that I would like to make about this new partnership, and I think it's actually beyond that, I think it's for the industry. I think one of the reasons that many attribute to a surge in people buying diamonds is that, you know, one of the big competing products, travel, is not happening, and it's greatly suppressed. And I must say, I'm a little concerned. We'll get comfortable where we are today. The business has improved. We're benefiting from it. But what happens when travel is available again? Will there be this strong surge, and will we then, lose some of this business share that we've gained at this time? So I think it's really critical, and I go back to thinking about using innovation, technology, storytelling, that this business that we are likely capturing from a downturn in travel, how do we keep that and maintain that share in business? Those are just a few of the thoughts that I wanted to share with you today. Most importantly, I was so excited to hear about this opening of the border between Israel and UAE and other countries now that seem to be following that path in the Middle East. I think the individual countries will benefit, and I think the world will benefit. And our industry is just a small piece of that. So thank you. And again, I congratulate Yoram and Ahmed on this, and I look forward to GIA participating in this in whatever way we can to assist. And thank you all. And again, my apologies for being tardy today.
Thank you so much, Tom, for joining us and for your in-depth analysis. Thank you very much. Yes.
So can we just ask, can we bring in David from Serene on this issue again? I know Serene has been working very hard on traceability, on transparency, on using technology to aid consumers. David, can you give us some sort of background on what you've been doing on that score? Transparency clearly is very important these days, and consumers are all for it. What about the technology?
As Tom mentioned,
Hi, David.
Today. Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Good.
As Tom mentioned, the consumer of today is looking more into aspects of sustainability. Where did the product come from? Diamonds, jewelry, gold, and we see that trend not only in the diamond industry but across all industries, and our industry is no different. And today, luckily, with the use of technology, we have the ability to provide such verifiable information of where that diamond came from, but not only where it came from, because we see the origin of the diamond as just a certain part of traceability, but where that diamond flowed down the pipeline, how it was manufactured, and the whole process from the mine through the manufacturing, through the trading, and all the way down to the retail and consumer. And so we've been working very diligently over the past few years on developing a solution that has all those components: where the diamond came from, the whole process of manufacturing, and in then delivering that as an entertaining story to the consumer, because we shouldn't forget that the consumer is not only looking for information, but how that information is actually delivered, and make it an engaging, exciting experience, and not just a dry, tabular set of information. So we're seeing a pickup in that globally, and we're sure that we'll continue to see this trend strengthening as we go forward.
Thank you, David. Over to you, Sybil.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you so much. Can I invite Mr. Martin Leek now? Dr. Martin Leek, Special Advisor, DMCC, with us today. Can you come in, Doctor?
Hello, everybody. And
Dr. Leek, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very excited to be here.
Thank you for joining in. We are at the end of the session. Now, can you take us forward? What is the next step? Israel and UAE have got into an economic agreement. We have spoken about it. We have debated on the subject. What is the way ahead, Dr. Leek?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for hosting this event, and we're very excited here in the UAE with our friends and colleagues over in Israel to be doing this. And I see Ahmed bin Salem hinted at it, that on the 26th of November, Fly Dubai has announced that it's starting direct flights between Dubai and Tel Aviv. And we're very excited about that. We'll make sure that we're on one of the first flights. Exactly the same as Slayesh Javari was saying, that Dubai has direct flights with Surat, and that has absolutely changed the dynamics of the Suratese manufacturing industry, access to Dubai, access to direct sales of rough diamonds. So we're very excited about opening up our market and opening up our business to Israel. And we're also very excited about going over to Israel to learn things about how they do business, and to learn lessons from them about how we can grow, especially the polish business. I think everyone's mentioned that Dubai is a major rough trading center. We'd also like to become a major polish trading center. And I see collaboration and working together as the key to success for those things. We're also extremely excited now to have direct access to some of the Israeli technology which is being developed, and particularly notice Saren, but also Get Diamonds, and the great work that Lucy's done on developing a trading platform. And I think that's only going to enhance opportunities and business between us all. And finally, it's the trade and the connection. You know, we are friends, we all trade in the same business, but we used to meet in third parties territory. Now we can meet in each other's territories, and we're looking forward to doing direct business between the two. I'm happy to say that the bank transfers works directly now between UAE and Israel. So we are seeing direct payments and transactions happening, and direct shipments of rough diamonds and polished diamonds between Israel and Dubai. And I think that's only going to grow. So to all our Israeli colleagues, you're welcome to come over to Dubai, visit us. Please look us up. We'll help you understand what Dubai is all about and how you can find some opportunities. And likewise, we're looking forward to coming to Israel and introducing some of our members to Israel. So with that, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Leek. It's a pleasure to have you with us once again. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
With this, we come to the end of the historic web conference, UAE-Israel Economic Agreement. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ahmed bin Sulayem, Mr. Yoram Dwash, Mr. Abdul Salam KP, Mr. Boaz Maldowski, Mr. Shailesh Javeri, Mr. David Block, and Mr. Lior Ishad. Thank you very much for joining us. This is not the last, but just the beginning. Thank you very much. We end the session with a video. Thank you for joining us and all the participants. Bye-bye. Be safe.
Every joy, every trial, every love, every laugh, every rise, every fall. Just like a person, every diamond has a unique story waiting to be told. With Serene Diamond Journey, you can now chart the unique story of your diamond from its source all the way to becoming a beautiful, sparkling gem. From the mapping of its interior and exterior birthmarks, to revealing its latent beauty, to creating its ultimate shape. Everything is preserved, nothing is forgotten, providing unquestionable proof of diamond provenance and the ultimate in scientifically proven traceability. So now you can know your diamond as well as you know yourself. Serene Diamond Journey. Are you ready to discover yours?